YouTube, what's up with it, man? It's your boy Boo's back at another reaction, man. Yeah. The title is crazy. The Luka conspiracy. It's a Luka conspiracy in the NBA? What the fuck? Then they say it get deeper than you think. The Luka trade. I ain't no big NBA fan, but god damn. I seen this video pop up. I said, oh yeah, I gotta do a reaction for it. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, come check me out on Twitch. Twitch.tv/SpacemanBooz, man. Let's get it, man.
It's December 27th, 2022.
Damn,
and the Dallas Mavericks.
3 years ago? Fuck. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that this goddamn conspiracy been going for 3 years, man.
Mavericks are down 2 points to the New York Knicks. There's 4 seconds left on the clock. And the star of the Mavericks, Luka Doncic, steps up for a free throw. If he makes this shot, his team will get 1 point, the clock will run out, and they will lose. But if he misses the shot on purpose.
Nothing shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim. It's still loose. Luka got it back. He did it. He did it. An improbable comeback by Dallas to tie
Amazing.
with 1 second left. It is a
That's who they gave up. That's who they gave up.
Stranger things have happened. You ain't gonna do no post game anytime soon, brother.
Look at his face.
That look by Luka.
They went on to win that incredibly clutch overtime, and Luka got a stat line of 60, 21, 10. Absurd. And other stars, other basketball stars responded. Kevin Garnett said it's going to be.
First of all, Maverick fans out there, I feel y'all pain. I feel y'all pain. I feel y'all pain. I feel y'all pain. I'm sorry for y'all that y'all lost y'all franchise player. Y'all got Anthony Davis. But y'all might win. Y'all might be winning a championship in the next few years, but I don't think this year y'all gonna win. Not this year. Y'all gonna win it probably 2-3 years, but not this year. Damn, Mavericks. God damn, how y'all feel? Fuck Mark Cuban on the team. Everybody going at Mark Cuban. I seen that shit on Twitter. That shit was funny as fuck.
Be another statue in Dallas. Luka is like that. Referencing, of course, the iconic Dirk Nowitzki statue in front of the Mavs Stadium. And it's not the first time that reference has been made. Luka was drafted by the Mavs in 2018. And even then, they said he's going to be the next Dirk. He's going to be a cornerstone of the franchise. We believe in him. This is in 2018. Flash forward to 2024, and this investment in 2018 has paid off. In 2024, Luka leads the Mavs to the NBA Finals. Again, they only have 1 championship in their entire franchise history. He got to the finals. Now, they didn't win, but he played amazing. He was the leading scorer of the league, and ESPN ranked him as the #2 overall player of the year. He was the face of the franchise. He was an all-star. He was runner-up MVP voting, headed for future MVP. And then 3 days ago...
First of all, let's go back. This NBA championship, Boston whooped shit out their ass. You cannot lie. Boston whooped shit out of Mavericks. Mavericks couldn't do shit. Everybody looking like Boston had built the ass they ass. I ain't lying, boy. You can't lie, boy.
But he played amazing. He was the leading scorer of the league, and ESPN ranked him as the #2 overall player of the year. He was the face of the franchise. He was an all-star. He was runner-up MVP voting, headed for future MVP. And then 3 days ago, a weird tweet popped up from famous NBA reporter Shams. Breaking: the Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and 1 first-round pick. The response was confusion. Not shock, not anger, confusion. He must have been hacked. This is def hacked, bro. What the fuck? Even fucking players. Tyrese Halliburton. Shams got hacked. LeBron James, AD, and Luka were all stunned. Players involved in the trade were all stunned. Even Shams
LeBron wasn't involved in the trades. Why you said players involved?
himself, the one who broke the trade, thought his own phone was hacked.
I mean, I thought my phone was hacked when I got the text messages with...
He thought the information that he got was hacked before he posted it.
I was almost asleep, so when I got a call, I had to check it was April 1st.
He thought it was April Fool's. I mean, he had just bought a brand new home in Dallas-Fort Worth. He was in there for the long haul. He thought he was a lifelong Mav. People realized this wasn't a hack. This wasn't fake. This was a real trade. Even the Jazz, who were part of this three-way trade to make it done, had no idea what was happening. They didn't know Luka or AD were part of the deal until an hour before it was completed. But by then, it was too late to do anything about it. And once it became clear that this was not a fake trade, this was real, that's when the firestorm.
So wait, how the third team they was trading with, they know Luka and AD. This shit some. That's why he says shit deeper than you. Oh, shit deeper than y'all think.
Hit. That's when the hate started pouring in fast and furious. The Luka Doncic trade is the dumbest NBA move I've ever seen. Mavericks fans started literally disassociating. It was the first time in my life when I was like,
in 1984, Nike created the revolutionary Air Jordan 1.
oh, I'm not awake right now. When I read it, I was like, I'm not awake. This isn't real. And then I was like, he was hacked. His girlfriend immediately went into triage mode. She was like, it's gonna be okay. Take a beta blocker. The trade was fucking brutal. It was the last vestige of a calmer world.
Damn,
Luka got
Mavericks
us through the
hot,
pandemic.
bro.
It's such a massive betrayal. The Mavericks lost 700,000 Instagram followers overnight.
What? Damn. 700K niggas on follow. Oh my god. So now they Lakers fans. Oh my god.
Even Duolingo was making fun of them. The fans started to show up literally in protest in front of the stadium.
I've been a Mavs fan my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of
Him right here. He was speaking that truth. Y'all don't know? Y'all didn't see this shit? I seen this shit on Twitter. This nigga was speaking that truth. No lie, but this nigga was hurt from the bottom of his heart. You can see it. I'm gonna let the video play.
my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player? How are we trading the franchise player? We went to the NBA Finals. He's supposed to have a statue. Hell yeah. He's supposed to have a statue.
Nigga told him
They
crash
told us
out.
we were gonna get a statue for Luka. That was the plan that the fans had been building towards. It was working. They had just gone to the finals. What the fuck is happening? I bought this t-shirt, by the way. Another ambush in Dallas. This is the one question they had.
Oh, that man was coughing.
The question was why? Why in the hell did the Mavericks blow up all of their fan goodwill and everything they've been building towards in this seemingly nonsense trade?
Luka Doncic going on sale, though.
I'll tell it to you now. The official story is that AD, who is a great player, was worth it. Their GM thought Anthony Davis will bring the defense they need to win championships. They're now built to win now and in the future. By the way, AD, his first day as a Maverick, they got his stats wrong in the Instagram post, and he had to correct them in the comments. But this argument is a little suspicious, especially given that the second this trade happened, odds makers who have been good at predicting what happens in the NBA have drastically cut the Mavericks' odds of winning and drastically increased the Lakers' odds of winning for this season, not even the future. By the way, Luka's way younger, has more of his prime ahead of him. And then, obviously, the Mavs' first game without Luka, again, they haven't got AD yet, but was a demoralizing crash out. A 43-point lifeless disaster. I also watched this video, and this went over the rumors. This is the rumors of what really happened. It wasn't just they wanted AD. It was that the unthinkable had happened. Luka Doncic was secretly fat. That was the tea. In private, he had been skipping his conditioning. He was getting up to 270. He wasn't good enough. He wasn't good as he was before. He's a chunky boy. Basically, they were saying, we're not getting rid of an all-star. We're not getting rid of a future MVP. We're getting rid of James Corden.
That's fucked up. That fucked up. That fucked up. They saying Luka fat.
They no longer viewed him as their franchise building block.
Damn!
That's pretty sudden after a finals, right? Apparently, the deal originally included more first-round picks and Dalton Knecht, a great player. But instead, it got whittled down to just basically AD and one pick because of his drinking and his weight problem. But if that were true, you'd think the coach of the Dallas Mavericks would have had at least some idea this is going to happen.
We kept it between us. We had to keep it tight. J. Kidd didn't know about it. But J. Kidd and I
Look
are
at his
aligned,
face.
and we talk about archetypes and we talk about the culture that we want to create. So I know the type of players that he likes without actually talking to him. Hey, would you like, you know?
Would you like it if I got rid of your star player?
Is that the GM that got rid of him?
The coach
That was to the
of
right?
the Dallas Mavericks had no idea
I think so.
that the player he'd been building around would be sold out from underneath him. Also, as of today, when Luka landed in LA and did a press conference,
Nigga, Luka
people
looks
were
so
noticing
happy.
he doesn't look overweight. He's maybe not in the best shape of his life, but he doesn't look 270, bro. He doesn't
That
look like
nigga
it's a
look
fucking
230.
generational problem. He suddenly lost all of his fucking skill. He looks like he's fine. When they asked Luka directly, was it because of your conditioning this happened? This is what he had to say.
How do you address the criticism that's followed you on your way out about concerns about conditioning and durability?
Fuck that
It's
shit.
a motive. I know it's not.
He finna
true.
kill their ass, what?
I know, but it's a motive. Like I say, I came here. It's a big motive for a long run here.
All this adds up to say there's something confusing.
You heard what he say? Long run here. This nigga finna kill the league at the Lakers. Oh my God.
Here, right? Even if this is all true, even if Luka's not the talent they want, even if AD's what they want to win, even if they think they could get something better for their team, why not ask other teams? Why not create a bidding war? You could have gotten the biggest haul in NBA history. They could have gotten anything. Every other team exec is furious that Lakers are the only team allowed to bid. And maybe you say, well, they didn't want to have it get out and have any fan backlash. But even that's becoming untrue. The Mavs executive class is saying they didn't expect any backlash or this level of backlash.
Damn, they didn't expect it. How the fuck y'all didn't expect it?
Ant Edwards summed it up best in this question.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25. And he didn't know about it. It's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded.
Got to.
Because you don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals, you know what I'm saying? So
That's a good question. You don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals. There's a lot
Yeah,
more digging
come on,
we
it's
need to
more
do to
than
figure
this,
out what
bro.
went on. And that is why I am introducing the Doncic conspiracy.
Get to it.
I think this goes a lot deeper. I think there's more going on here than what they are saying. And it comes in 4 parts. Number 1, a billionaire's game. You may have noticed if you're a sports fan, is it me? Does some owners just not care about winning anymore? As the NBA TV contracts start to get near NFL levels, the main source for revenue for all the owners is TV deals, which means they get the money regardless
They
of
want
how
star
well the team
players.
does. They don't care about merch. They don't care about tickets. They just sit back and collect TV revenue. This is happening in every sport. Billionaires start buying teams they don't even care about. We got US billionaires buying English soccer teams. Billionaires are buying up sports teams left and right because the economics of sports franchise ownership have exploded beyond imagination. As the TV deals get bigger, like the recently signed $76 billion NBA TV deal, the amount of money you can make each year just by sitting there doing nothing grows and grows, which means the most profitable thing to do is to cut your expenses as much as possible and coast. Interesting. And coast as your franchise value goes up and up and up. Additionally, billionaires have noticed you can use sports teams to avoid millions in taxes. Here's Steve Ballmer, a former CEO of Microsoft, who pays less in taxes as a percent than Anthony Davis. Ballmer made $656 million in income, paid 12%. Anthony Davis made $35 million in income, paid 40%.
What the fuck?
Here's how that works.
This is billionaire Steve Ballmer. He owns the LA Clippers. He pays a way lower tax rate than millionaire LeBron James. He even pays a lower rate than Adelaide Avila, a stadium worker. Welcome to Planet Tax Avoidance.
These motherfucking billionaires be fucking running in loopholes and shit. Trump, you gotta start this shit.
This is a magical place where sports team owners can tell the government they make tens or even hundreds of millions less than they actually do, and pay very
that's
little
crazy.
in taxes.
That
And it's
is
all
fucking
perfectly
crazy.
legal. How? Amortization. Pro sports teams are like unicorns in the business world. They pretty much always increase in value. But our tax laws allow the owners to claim that their team's assets lose value, like a machine that wears out over time.
Interesting.
Crazy work.
So the value keeps going up and up. You can cut your expenses to the bone to make money off the TV deals, and you can claim all of it as losses on your taxes to offset your other billionaire sources of income. What a great thing to own. Not to care about the sport, but to own. But if you were trying to cut expenses for an NBA team just to coast and make TV revenue money, well, then you wouldn't want to spend $345 million signing a brand new Supermax contract with Luka.
So these niggas wasn't trying to give him that money? Damn, Mavericks, y'all broke.
Doncic next year. You'd probably want to cut that off altogether, even though this was designed so that smaller market teams could keep their stars, pay them what they're actually worth. Instead, you could cut it. And again, they may have floated the idea that he wouldn't sign that deal or try to go somewhere else, but if you ask him, look at his face.
There was concern that there's a chance you might not agree to the Supermax extension. Did you or anyone on your inner circle indicate that
say, I would have signed that shit?
Absolutely not.
There's no fucking way he wouldn't sign it. It would be the highest paid player in the NBA. Of course he wants that deal. And now that he's at the Lakers, he can't get that deal. The Supermax only applies to the team you drafted with if you're a star for a long time, which means the best deal he can get in the Lakers is $116.
They robbed that nigga of his money. No way. Oh, shit. Oh, my. Luka. Kill the fucking league. Oh my God.
Million less. So Luka gets robbed out of the money he earned by staying with Dallas. And of course, the Dallas owners get to save a little bit of money. But it doesn't stop there. Let's go back to this guy for a second as he complains about the money ruining his favorite sport.
This new management is putting profit over fans. They're not worried about the fans. They don't care that we've invested 7 years of it believing in Luka, but believing in building a team around Luka. They don't care about that. They just want to make their gambling money, make a couple $100 million, and leave us stuck out here. Now we're back to square one. We're back to square zero. You feel me?
That's a good point. The only thing he got wrong is he said they want to make a few $100 million. Part two, the house always wins. Now, you might think he's talking about the owner, Mark Cuban, of the Dallas Mavericks. Because for 23 years, the owner of the Mavericks has been Mark Cuban. You know him from Shark Tank. But he's been the passionate face. He's there at the front row every game. He does the press conferences. He's clearly a diehard basketball fan. But he said in this quote, new management. Because Mark Cuban is not the current owner of the Dallas Mavericks. If he was still the owner, I don't think this trade would have happened. Because he said, and I quote, if I had to choose between my wife and keeping Luka on the Mavs, catch me at my lawyer office preparing for a divorce. So I don't think Mark Cuban would have gone for this trade. But Mark Cuban is no longer the owner of the Mavericks. This guy is the Vegas casino executive who just hit the NBA jackpot. This is Patrick Dumont. He co-owns the Mavericks now with the Adelson family, long-term Vegas casino billionaires. Sheldon is now dead. This is Miriam, his wife, who carries on his name of being a Vegas billionaire. But these three own the Mavericks, with Mark Cuban owning a small minority shareholder. Why did Mark Cuban sell to these Vegas billionaires? It was the changing NBA landscape. Let's get his words exactly.
Very pointed question. Why did you sell the Mavs?
So I sold 3/4 of them, not the whole thing. I still own 27.7% for a couple reasons. When I first bought in 2000, I was the tech guy in the NBA. I had every edge in every angle. Now, fast forward 24 years later, in order to sustain growth, to be able to compete with the new collective bargaining agreement, you have to have other sources of revenue.
So when you came into the league in 2002 and bought the Mavs, you were the tech guy, and NBA wanted tech guys. It was basically time for rich people to buy sports teams and lose money on them and whatever. But in this new era, what do you need to have to compete, Mark?
And so you see other teams, and all sports for that matter, you know, talking about casinos, talking about doing real estate development,
all this,
hotel. That's just not me.
You need casinos, you need hotels, you need real estate experience to turn your sports team into a much bigger profit. That's where the money is. You need to be basically, as Steve Ballmer might say, a real estate
developers.
It's all about real estate developers.
Come on, man.
Why billionaire sports owners are snapping up so much real estate. That is what the future of sports is, because of gambling. The hotels, the resorts, the casinos, the sports books, all built into and around the stadiums. Mark Cuban recognizes this. Again, the Mavericks franchise is worth a few billion now, but if they sell it to a casino owner,
if we're able to build a Venetian type casino in Dallas with an American Airlines Center in the middle of it, the valuation is $20 billion. But I own 27% of that.
Well, good for you, Mark.
Mark played a smart role.
$20 billion if you can build a Venetian casino in Dallas. Interesting. This fact will come up later. Let's go to part 3. Showtime. This is Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA. You might know him from the meme.
Mark do own the team, some of the team, but he don't got no say so. Okay.
Where he says, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Damn.
Or from his role as a vampire in any movie you've ever seen. But the new phrase that might be more important is get ready to gamble, buddy. Because 10 years ago, Adam Silver had a plan. He wrote an op-ed where he said, betting on professional sports is currently illegal in most of the United States outside of Nevada. I believe we need a different approach. And he led the charge to getting the NBA to put their full force behind pushing for legalization of gambling and making it a part of their broadcast and a part of their financial system. And for 10 years, they've been working on it. And in the past few years, it has finally started to bear fruit. They finally started to make some money off of this. Sports gambling is huge in the past few years, and they're not stopping there. Again, they want to expand. They want to grow the league. There's always more money to be made, more expansions, more builds, more casinos.
Damn.
Las Vegas doesn't currently have an NBA team, but is definitely on their list of expansion candidates.
Yeah.
Interesting. At the same time, though,
ain't Vegas saying that's for LeBron to go when he retired? That shit crazy.
maybe they've forgotten about the viewership product. They've forgotten about the fans.
Yeah, they don't care about the fans. They just care about the money.
But the fans are slowly but surely watching less. Viewership numbers continue to fall. Ratings keep going down. Each NBA Finals gets slightly less viewership than the last. Ever since basically the 2010s, it's been a slow decline. Put these pieces together, and you have a league that is looking for something to jumpstart interest in the league, especially globally. Now, what is the #1 biggest market team? What is the team that most fans watch and care about? You guys know the game NBA 2K? You can actually check the data on what the most popular team people play as in the
I seen this, bro. If he pull this chart up, bro, y'all go, bro. If he put his chart up, bro,
see their own home. It turns out in almost every state, including Texas,
fucking Lakers,
2 teams, people play as the Lakers.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. How the Lakers is almost every team, bro. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Bro. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What the fuck? They missing? Shit, fuck it.
By the way, speaking of NBA 2K, if you try to make this Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade in NBA 2K,
it won't work.
It won't let you. It's so one-sided, the game won't let you do it. Players have weighed in along these lines.
And so, first of all, I said to myself, no player was involved in this decision. This was billionaire business. The last 12 to 15 years, the players have decided, right, what we want to do. This was the owners, the governors, the billionaires deciding what they want to do. And so I looked at the business of the game. I said, one of the biggest international stars now has got a
Wait, your ass on the team, nigga. That's why you said billionaires. Way old majority of the Utah, right? I think. That's why he said that shit. Wait, no.
25 years old, gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The biggest market in the world for sports is the Lakers.
I called somebody yesterday who has known Nico Harrison, the GM who made the deal, the Mavericks GM, and I said, what happened? And this person said, this came from above and beyond the general manager. And when you only get 1 first-round pick back, that is somebody in ownership telling you, just make the deal. That is pressure from upstairs.
Additionally, even though the news around this will tell you that the Mavericks came up with this idea on their own, the Mavs approached us, the Lakers will say. They wanted to get rid of Luka. We had no idea. This is a crazy thing. We jumped on it. But if you look back a little bit, that doesn't add up with some leaks from months and months and months ago. People have been talking about the Lakers' plan to steal Luka for months, even years. In 2023, we're talking about this potential trade. Amir Blumenfeld, who has a basketball podcast, pictured here with me, by the way, in 2021 said, what is it about Luka to the Lakers that just feels inevitable?
That shit crazy, bro. I've been seeing all these tweets that people did years ago that Luka to the Lakers and shit, bro. And that shit just crazy, bro, how people just came out with that shit.
There's been leaks. They've been targeting Luka as the face of their franchise for a while. They've known this is the way to grow their mass market appeal for the next 10 years. Lakers always seem to end up with a big star, which helps the NBA. And they reportedly had their sights set on Luka Doncic for a while to replace LeBron. But all of these reports ended with the same phrase. I mean, these are rumors and they're funny, but it's very unlikely they'd ever be able to get him. Now look where we find us now. Additionally, the only two people outside of the billionaire casino owners in Vegas who knew about this trade were the GM of the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, and the GM of the Mavericks, Nico Harrison. And these guys are really old friends. This wasn't a bidding war. These are two
old
really
friends.
Old, really
Shit,
friends.
these buddies.
They came up in the NBA together because Nico worked at Nike and Rob was Kobe's agent. And so they worked together to make the biggest deal for Kobe and make a bunch of money.
Damn, that's
so
crazy.
These long-term, long-connected friends hatched this
fucking goddamn Kobe Bryant agent, goddamn Nike, some shit.
Plan that drastically benefits the Lakers and drastically helps the billionaire owners of Nico Harrison. It's just interesting who the winners seem to be, but all of that's kind of small potatoes. Let's go to point 4. Carrots and sticks.
Crazy.
This is Texas. Pause to salute. They got cowboys. They got oil. They got thriving metropolises with American flag towers. They got their Texas Constitution. And in that Texas Constitution, there's some unique passages. Number 1, gambling is banned.
Damn, for real?
To the Constitution is that there will be no casinos, there will be no gambling, there will be no sports gambling. They don't even have a state lottery. Written long time ago. Hard to get rid of. Requires many majorities in the House and the Senate of Texas to get it replaced. Second thing that's odd about Texas is that their legislature only meets for 140 days every 2 years. That means in 2021, they meet from January to June. They make all of the laws, and then they don't meet again for 2 more years. So 2023, January to June, they do all the work. They don't meet again for 2 more years.
Meet this
That's when all the laws get made. And that's important. That's going to come up later, so keep that in mind. But if you put all this together and you notice the Constitution bans gambling, but there's so much money to be made in gambling, there's going to be a political push by those with money. And that has happened.
A billionaire casino owner from Las Vegas has his eyes on Texas.
For years, buses like these have shuttled Texans across state lines to try their luck at casinos. For just as long, some lawmakers have questioned why that money can't stay in Texas.
That's the argument. Why are we letting all our Texas gamblers go elsewhere? We could build casinos right here in Texas and make them money. And the people behind this billionaire push, the Adelsons, for years before they even bought the Mavs, they have been pushing and pushing and pushing to get gambling legalized in Texas. They've been throwing money at it. They've been hiring lobbyists. They've been year after year pushing to try and get gambling legalized in Texas so they can build a second Vegas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
He and his wife spent $4.5 million on Texas House races in 2020. Experts say they aren't surprised by his interest.
Naturally, all of the significant players in the industry would put, Texas at the top of any of their lists.
Yep, even former governor of Texas, Rick Perry, seen here swearing in for the job, was hired as a spokesperson for Adelson's Sports Betting Alliance, and then immediately came out and said, I think we should legalize sports betting. They've hired many former Texas politicians, they've hired lobbyists, and they are trying to use all the influence and money they can to get the law changed. So, the Adelsons and their son-in-law, Patrick Dumont here, senior with Mark Cuban, have pushed for years and years and years to get.
You can't blame them. Can't blame them. They bought a team. They say, shit. Now you think about it now? Texas turned to another Vegas? Fuck. You know how much? Damn. That shit would be lit.
get this through, but it hasn't happened yet.
They're gonna do casinos in Houston and in motherfucking Dallas.
Yeah. And then they buy the Mavs. And when they buy the Mavs, people are understandably worried. This has some connection to their constant push for legalized sports gambling. But Dumont says no. He said this unprompted, by the way. I want to point out that us buying the team had nothing to do with getting gambling in Texas.
Yeah, right.
But then he followed up and said, now look, if there ever comes a time where those two things converge and there's a common interest there and it makes sense, we'll pursue it. And they constantly preached patience as their other casino friends asked them why they were making progress. Don't worry, make patience. Again, we think long term. We're not people who think in the short term, said Dumont. We have long-term plans here. Don't worry about that. Interesting.
Ready?
Let's go back to this. The Texas legislature meets for 140 days every 2 years. In 2021, Sheldon Adelson tried his fucking best to get gambling legalized. He did a huge lobbying blitz, bought the most expensive lobbyists, hired politicians, couldn't get it done. And then he died. His dream left unfulfilled. Then, in 2023, his son-in-law and his wife, Mary Adelson, continued the fight. And yet, in 2023, despite even more spending, even bigger try, it didn't work. There was no support for expanding gaming from the Senate GOP. It's not an issue voters want us to pass. Now we find ourselves, if you guys look at the date, exactly 2 years after this. We find ourselves right now in the middle of the 89th legislative session, 2025, when they are pushing harder than ever to make a point that we need to get this gambling law passed. 4 hours ago, after all this trade deal happened, Greg Abbott, who had previously not supported it, switched his stance and said he supports Texas legalizing sports gambling. This is the current governor of Texas. So what do I think happened? If you add all of these different pieces together, I think a couple Vegas billionaires don't give a shit about basketball, and they bought the Mavs for financial reasons. But they also wanted to build a growing second Vegas in Texas. They wanted to build casinos. They wanted to build a stadium. They wanted to build hotels. And they threw a bunch of money at Texas to make this happen. And part of that money included them buying the Mavs.
Bro, this shit just blew my fucking brain, bro. These niggas just play this shit for the long run, for real. So the billionaires got part of the Mavericks from Mark Cuban. So they know. Alright. You know what I'm saying? Because they been trying to push gambling in fucking Texas for years, giving niggas money and shit, politicians and lobbyists. But then they bought a team, so like, bro, y'all got no choice, nigga. I don't know. They might say no. Y'all niggas don't gave up fucking Luka Doncic. We don't know. But David Stern said, bitch, gambling should be legal everywhere, so he getting money. Yeah, shit crazy.
I think that was the plan from the beginning. But then, when it didn't happen, year after year after year, they needed a follow-up plan. And that plan came from the desperation of Adam Silver to get the league to grow its viewership. I think they said, if we can't get this done in Texas, then what we'll do is we'll ship Luka off to the Lakers, helping out Adam Silver, which means he'll give us the green light for the expansion slot in Vegas. We can tank the team, we can move it to Vegas, and if we can't move it to Vegas, then we'll just sit there and rest invest. We'll spend no money on Luka. We'll sit there and lose and farm taxes. And that's either way, crazy, whether we go to Vegas or whether we sit there and lose because we don't care about winning, we'll make our money back. I think when you add it all up, this makes way more sense.
No way they gonna move the Mavericks.
Nico Harrison just being suddenly monumentously stupid after 20 years in basketball, making the worst trade in basketball history. That's what I think happened. And I also think that this kind of sucks. I think it sucks that even sports are getting constantly invaded by billionaires turning every possible thing into the maximized profit vehicle. I had no problem with Mark Cuban being a billionaire. He loved the Mavericks. He loved
Mark Cuban is a billionaire that loves
people
sports,
don't care. And the fact that this has become so profitable has led to a real negative outcome for the fans. I think this is.
Look, I know it's not a lot of billionaires that niggas that play sports and shit. Like all the old players that play sports and shit. I know a lot of y'all not billionaires. Look, listen, my nigga. All y'all need to put y'all money together. Bitch, be a group and buy body teams, man. Say these niggas, man. For real.
Is one small symptom of a larger problem where we're seeing some enshittification of a lot of things we used to enjoy as they try to suck the maximum possible value, the maximum squeeze. I also think one more thing. I think I wish this wouldn't happen, but I think in a world where it does, I'm super fucking glad it's happening for the Lakers, baby. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, Luka Doncic turned. Oh.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. We win again.
That's fucking crazy. Let me say we win again, bro. That's fucking nice, bro. Bro, chat. Like, bro, what y'all think about that, bro? The Luka Doncic fucking conspiracy, bro. That shit really do get deeper than you think about it, bro. When he put the billionaire shit in it, I'm like, oh my, that's what blew me. Like, when he put the billionaire shit into it, bro, come on, bro. Like, that is fucking crazy, bro. Cause it's like, alright. They like, bitch, they pushing for gambling in Texas. They like, alright, y'all ain't fucking with it? Alright, we gonna buy a team, nigga. Brr. Nigga, we gonna buy the team. Now y'all got no choice but to push this shit. Man, y'all like this reaction, man. Make sure y'all put shit down in the comments what y'all want y'all boy Bulls to react to, man. But make sure y'all come check me out on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Spaceman Moves. I said Spaceman Moves. Spaceman Bulls, nigga, you know. Twitch.tv/Spaceman Bulls. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll motherfucking see you